mathematically, John, you can do, like, let's say Challenger Division. I don't think you can do Challenger Division like both competitions, but let's just say for the first event, Tour 1, like in Indianapolis, you like take top 3 in the Challenger Division. Let's just say you take third. So like that's 240. And then let's say, because I have it open, it's like, let's say you make the pro and take like 20th in the event, the second one. So that's 320. So that's a total of 560. Mm-hmm. So if you, that's the equivalent of taking 28th twice in the pro. So it's mathematically not, you have to do really well.
It's not impossible. Dude, it's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but possible. Sure. That's all.
And like you're like, but possible, and that's worth spending thousands of dollars on travel and having to go to Copenhagen and all this stuff. That's worth all that to you for.
I am curious.
If I don't get Copenhagen paid for,
you got a better shot at getting through than Syndicate.
Wait. So Ty, you could get. So Ty, you could get sponsored
for the 10 challengers and go to the pro.
Okay. Say again, Jack.
Are they paying travel for the 10 pro invites?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's why, like, if you make top 30 for Copenhagen, then it's really worth it because they're paying for your travel.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so, yeah, and me and you, Ty, like, we are both gonna have to travel to Phoenix. I guess for me, like, that's the weighing the option of whether it's worth it or not. Is like, for me, because for me at least, Indianapolis is a 2.5 hour drive. So
right, no, it's nothing for you. Yeah, but
it's only 2.5 hours.
And then say you make it, but then you get like 23rd, right? How much money do you get being 23rd total?
For
how much money, Jack?
Oh, that's probably 0, I'm guessing.
All right. So, man, that was really worth it. I'm glad we invested in this and not get Syndicate because we're scared that we're going to be 3 days off this competition.
I never said I'm not doing Syndicate.
Ty just said he's looking at his schedule.
You see what I'm saying, though? How ridiculous this is? How special this is? I told somebody I wouldn't say a certain word. How special this freaking thing is, right? You understand this, Ty? Get 7th place in Syndicate and go to the games for the first time ever. I already said it would happen, Ty. Listen, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of like Nostradamus with this type of stuff of predicting who's going to make the games and who doesn't. I said you'd make it through Syndicate. Just trust. Okay?
John does have a fairly good record.
Did you predict that I would make the games last year before
yes, Syndicate? Jack. Yes, I did.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Dang.
John doesn't lie. I just don't remember.
I had you ahead of Taylor. I had Taylor as the first person out. And that hurt everybody because everybody's hype on Taylor, right? It was Taylor versus the world, and he was killing everybody. Yeah. And I said, guys, I think he's barely going to miss it. And my crew, Taylor's part of my crew, right? That hurt everybody. And what happened?
The locker room.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Wow,
I'd say pull that up.
So Spin said Jack and John said I like that. And then John went with Ty for the second one. But wow, I got to be honest, like
nobody liked that one, Ty. By the way,
that's not true.
I stuck my neck out for you, and now you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Like, what the heck is this crap, Ty?
Hey, he's looking at his best path. You might have to win a bucket
in 5 weekends. There's no way that happens without an injury. Something has.
Why is that the case, though? Why is that?
Because he's talking about World Fitness Project, right?
Because that's one of them. I have 3 semifinals in 5 weeks.
You know how much I care about that.
Oh wait, the online, yeah. I hope it's not.
You want to be the fittest man in the world, or you want to be like, I have a chance to make money? Which one do you want, Ty?
I mean, it's chances to compete against good athletes.
I didn't ask what it was. Which one do you want?
I would say the game season is
all right then.
Well, it's settled then. Ty,
but if it's like
let your agent know.
Maybe Ty is thinking that's better than sneaking into the games, but then the potential of not doing well at the games. Maybe he still wants to do.
I doubt.
Okay, Jack, did you think that last year, or did you think I'm about to make the CrossFit Games for the first time in my life?
That's different because the World Fitness Project wasn't a thing last year.
He's talking about the.
So, I didn't have that in the back.
But Jack,
if JR programs a swim for Syndicate, there's nothing keeping me from going. I will 1,000% show up.
I won't show up then.
This is
Yeah,
how we'll get
then Jack's not coming.
yeah, that's right. That's true. So that's bad for everybody.
I'm stealing my daughter's piggy bank for Copenhagen flights at that point.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. If you want to make money, stop trying to figure out how to make money.
That's I like that.
Don't think about the money ever.
Do not let money drive your decisions ever.
It's not at all. And for me, it's not at all.
John, it's clearly not. It's clearly not driving their decisions. They're talking about the World Fitness Project, and they're not going to make anything.
So, John, there's 9 returning games athletes in the East. You think 7 or more will make it online?
100%.
Yes,
let's walk through it.
Let's walk through it. No. Do it.
All right. Who's going through Mayhem?
Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. I didn't believe until I saw him do this yesterday. I was like, Ty is going to make it.
Let's see. All I listened to was my name, and then I turned the video off. That's all what was the analysis? What was the
analysis? Who's going through Mayhem? You said Hopper and Sprague. I said Hatfield, but that's fine. We'll take Sprague. Sprague's in the West, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's one. Hopper's out. Who's going through Spain? I'm gonna tell you something. It's Roman Krinikov and nobody else. Okay.
Spain?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I didn't even
the
pay
semifinal in Spain. Roman Krinikov is going to that semifinal.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
It's probably going to be him and Angela Kai. Okay,
see, you didn't know that, Ty.
Okay, what's the one after Spain? There's one more. Or are we in the online semifinal? I think there's one more. It's Copa Sur. It doesn't matter. All right, online semifinal. Who are your top 11 people? Let's walk through it. You think Dallon's going to make it?
Yeah, Dallon. Jeff,
okay, that's
Austin,
3. You think Jeff's going to make it?
Who? Sorry,
Jeff.
Yeah,
that's 4. You think Austin's going to make it?
Yeah, I think he's got a chance.
That's 5. All right, let's keep walking through it. Who else is good? Come on, who are the 9 returning games athletes, Ty?
Hold on, I got my list.
No, hold on. You're either prepared or you're not prepared. This is off the top of my head.
This isn't my job. I'm not an analyst.
Yeah, seriously.
I think Ricky makes it.
Really? He's not in the East. I'm talking about the East. You said 9 returning games athletes from the East. Yes, the people that you're afraid of, those people.
I love this.
Honestly, what do you think about Sam Cornier? You think he's got a chance?
I think Sam Cornier said he was going to retire, and he hasn't retired yet. So I think he's I think he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That dude is he's the Canadian Sam Quant. You just never know what you're going to get from him.
Hey, Chaz is the guy from Hiller's video with the terrible what was it? The thrusters where he was falling over. But
he redeemed himself.
But he completely redeemed himself, which was very honorable. Thank you, Chaz. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
I think you're also looking at like Jorge and Nate Ackerman are very good online athletes.
Next, dude, if that's your argument, then you don't have the eye of the tiger the way Grant.
Wait,
said.
he has to say that. What did he say?
And
He
I
said
think
Jorge.
Luke Parker's also in the East, returning games athlete.
You don't got to worry about them. Nope.
But okay, I'll admit there are less than I thought. But that's still quite a few.
And hey, you know what's one you didn't say? Freaking Jack. Way to back him up here.
I was not
okay. You're right. I don't think he's going to go through online semifinals. You're right. That's 6. That's 6. What's the next semifinal?
What is after? Is it Syndicate? Is it Syndicate next? Or
no? There's a couple in Europe. And
wait, who went through Mayhem? Austin and who else?
No, he said James and Hopper.
Okay.
But that's 6, and it's basically and it's all the top guys, right? Justin is one online, but he's West. Okay. Mm-hmm. So who's left at Syndicate on the current field? Who is left at Syndicate that you don't think you could beat? I think Colton makes it online.
Don't phrase it that way. Otherwise, he won't want to answer. Who's going to be? Hey, who's going to give you a run for your money?
Who's okay? No, wait. Who's like, yeah, they're better. And and that's not, it's okay to say
that's even worse. Right? You just phrased it way
it's
worse.
Not. I mean, I don't want Nate Ackerman. I don't
Jack,
want Jorge
Fernandez.
I don't want those names, Ty. You know what I want.
Ty, you can compete with
who else is left?
Hold on. If you look at
I'm telling the world, you're going to beat the Luke Parkers. That's what I'm telling people. That's what I'm telling people.
And I think I have a chance against everyone left. But it's going to take the right workouts. My game is not to the point where I don't have holes.
What if
100%.
NorCal?
What about those are?
100%. Yeah, I agree. But Ty, what about NorCal? Oh, wait. Okay, so wait. JR's
That's
programming.
the last of the last. Like that's what fires me up about.
So Ty, do you have an idea?
Qualifier too.
Well,
okay. So Ty, do you have an idea?
In person.
Ty, do you have an idea about Oh, John's eyes just said he knows exactly what that in-person qualifier is. You know what the last chance qualifier is, don't you?
It's
or
online.
no?
It's online.
Oh, it's online. I thought you said it was in person. Sorry.
No,
okay.
No, NorCal is the last in person.
Okay,
qualifier.
got it. So, Ty, is it JR's programming syndicate? Who programs NorCal? I can't remember.
I think the guys who always run it.
Yeah, it's the guys who always run it.
Does JR's programming not line up well for you? I know that you.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't do well at Crash, but that was like 2 years ago.
A while ago,
so.
yeah.
I like JR's programming. I don't think there's any certain programmer out there that would make it better or worse. It's just certain aspects of programming that could show up anyone programming.
Can you hold a bucket?
I think Rogue would be hard for you.
Where?
I think Rogue's programming. Rogue. I think that'd be hard for you.
Yeah, it's just
I think every other programming you'd be fine.
Jack, you would love Rogue, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
it just sounds fun.
Usually heavy.
It's just fun, dude.
My point is, Ty, it is absolutely possible for you to do it. You just have not thought through, and then you're planning all these things, and then you're you're literally saying, well, it's probably not going to happen, so I'm not going to put my full heart into this one, and I'll put my full heart in the other one.
No, I just think I have a better chance at the other one. And it's do I go 70% at two different comps, or do I absolutely?
I think you go 100% at two different comps and forget about the World Fitness Project, because that's literally giving you nothing. The World Fitness Project's giving you nothing.
World Fitness Project isn't the weekend before my best chance of making it to the
wait. What is the dates?
That's what's rough. That's
of NorCal and
if Syndicate and World Fitness Project dates were switched, there would be no doubt in my mind I would not be doing World Fitness Project. I would totally do online Syndicate NorCal, but Syndicate is the weekend before NorCal and it's halfway across the country, and that sucks.
Oh,
well, all the way across the country.
But you'll be physically recovered for sure.
No, not if you go sit on a plane.
No, I mean if you do a hard 6-7 events
and then the time change
and then you go on a plane.
Yeah,
I mean you're fine. You could do the competition, but you're not 100%.
Yeah, and if you tweak a wrist or a knee. 3 days isn't enough to feel 100% again.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to do heavy Isabel as many times as possible, so I'm just going to go to as many in-person events as I can.
Heck yeah. Dude, you should do 90
Ty's only going to, or Jack's only going to the 4 semifinals. The program is heavy Isabel. He's not going to any of the other ones. He's going to find a way to TFX, and he's just going to do all of those ones.
I'm going to use my old Kansas address and just sign up.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, TFX is not going to be lit. Not lit at all, from what I'm seeing. Hey, so okay.
Question for you guys, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
And Ty, you do what you want. Don't let me influence you.
He's not gonna try to influence you at all. Definitely not.
I just wouldn't count yourself out. Okay.
You literally are trying to influence him with that statement. All right, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
And if you ever want me to talk good about you, you're going to go to Syndicate and you're going to kill it.
Okay, that's influence. You're right. Okay.
Do you think people will still do the competitions if they have their ticket early? Because if we go through the line like we just did, and I didn't think it was like this until we did this exercise, but Syndicate, literally all of the top names are gone, and confidently gone. Something would have to go wrong for them not to be gone. TFX, all the names are gone. NorCal, all the names are gone. I know Colton's still probably going to go, but it's a lot of these competitions will lose a lot of their luster because people have already made it. Do you think people will still do the competitions just for money, or you think they're not going to show up at all?
No,
I don't think. I think very, very few will show up. Only the Coltons and the people that typically travel because they just want to. Will go.
Well, then my question would be do you think it would be better suited for the online top 11 or 10 to be the last thing?
I mean, that would be. I can see the argument for that being a better structure. That way,
I think that was the 30
you just put more onus on the in-person events.
It would it'd be much more exciting, I just think, because once you get done with the online semifinal, unless there's just a lot of people that sneak in there that people didn't think like would sneak in there. Like I'm talking like the Justin doesn't make it because freaking like Jack made it. Like and just things people wouldn't see happening, but it would have to be like a lot of that. You know what I mean? Not just one. It'd have to be like half of the field is not who you thought for these competitions to be exciting. And the reason why I say exciting is because what's exciting about it is the chance that this guy that we know is one of the fittest people in the world might not make it. And he has to like do everything he can to make it. Like those are what makes
that'd be awesome.
Like regionals exciting. When Sam Briggs didn't make it in 2014, right? The reigning CrossFit Games champion didn't make it. And like so many heartbreak was in the Central Regional whenever they took the top 3, but 3 of the guys were the fittest guys in the world. Like that heartbreak, I think, makes events. And it also makes like Brent Fikowski barely missing it twice because of a handstand push-up event. And then some guy like Mitch Bernard ends up going to the games who's not going to do anything that Fikowski will do, right?
But he didn't miss it after he made it, did he? He didn't.
But he missed it in 14 and 15. And it was really like dramatic the way he missed it. Like he was in first place the entire weekend, and then one workout made him out. But like I think that's what made regionals so exciting is moments like that. The Cole Sager like miracle that happened. It seemingly happened every single year, right? With the rope climb and thrusters. I guess he's just the best one of that combo because he did it every freaking year. I think that's what makes regionals like so exciting, and I want that, and that doesn't happen if all the names are gone.
Yeah, I also think if you have the online stages last, you're pulling from the top of each region and getting the best, and then everyone else gets thrown into a bucket, and they're finding like the best of the rest. Now it's like kind of like what we're talking about with Syndicate. It's like there's a potential North America, specifically North America East. All of them are gone, and they still have these 2 designated spots that have to go to this region that's just depleted.
Yeah, it takes the air out of it.
Yeah. Like, I thought I heard maybe Syndicate wasn't going to let anyone with a games ticket even compete, even if they qualified through the Open.
No, you can compete. They can't take your ticket away.
But I think most people would choose not to compete either way. And so, I think you're going to have a very diluted field there. But
I think it's still 25% less people going to the games. So it's like, I think the best guys will still get in there, and you probably will have that just like every other year, just like, I don't know, like Yona Koski not making it at all last year. Like you'll still have people that were like quote unquote shoo-ins to make the games that because of this format and less people, they'll be right on the outside. Just like last year, but
why on earth why are they cutting it to 30? What does that do? What does that help?
I don't know. Why they like when they sat around the table and said, what's the decision of at the games, we need one less heat of people because that'll make the world a difference in how we do things.
I mean, surely giving 10 more people Northern Spirit apparel is not what made them cut costs. Just like, I don't know what they.
I just think they thought the bottom 10 wasn't contributing to the actual competition, and that's why. And I mean, I don't think they're wrong. I think the bottom 10 people are there to have a good time, and like, they made the games, but they're there for the experience. You know what I mean? Like, and even if the 20 through 30, they're not on the same caliber, but they're gonna have events where they will make a difference, right? Like, Jack swims about as fast as mayonnaise.
All right, let's talk about
but you get a barbell. You get a barbell cycling event. Jack is going to be in the top 10, if not the top 5 of that event. You know what I mean? And that makes a difference on the leaderboard where the bottom 10 people don't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That video James posted of him doing heavy Isabel, those look like hard snatches. Did anybody see that?
He's powering them all. Probably won't do that on game day.
I just hope
that's why I don't think he's going through mayhem.
He did 15. He did half of it, and I hope those were the last 5. Like, nothing against him, and not the first 5. Because if those were the first 5, it's going to be a problem.
I also think you just saw him crush a wall walk and barbell cycling workout in the open, which I mean, it had a row, but I'm like, I don't think he's going to win it, but I also don't think I'd be surprised if he's what's the field 20.
He's always going to be in it, dude. Like Rogue was an anomaly and it was heavy, but it was still he was probably getting over being sick. I think he's always going to be in it from this point on.
I think he's 12th place.
12th. I was about to ask. Okay.
Wait, what?
John, what do you think? What do you think?
Is it heavy as well?
Oh, okay.
Not in that event.
Yeah. Got it.
And that will be his worst placement.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured you meant. Who do you think the bottom 5 of the classic are?
Oh, that's a good question.
Kale Lehman. No offense to him, and he's on my grid league team, so I don't want to talk that bad about him.
He's not here.
I just wanted to stir the pot a little bit.
I don't know if he can physically do heavy as well. I think he's very good at the way the open is currently set up, and that benefits him. Here, let me see the whole roster, and I'll tell you what the bottom 5 is.
I realize I don't have the accolades to get an invite for Mayhem, but I really wanted one. I really wanted to go. That would have been a blast.
You needed to be a girl because they were hurting to find girls at the end there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have just identified as a girl. They would have just thrown you in there. I think it'll definitely be the coolest one. I just think it'll be all kind of like downhill from there. But I'm biased. So
is Guy allowed to compete? He's not in the 1%.
You just can't take a game spot.
You just can't make the game spot. You can still go to the event.
I thought you weren't allowed to do a semifinal if you weren't in the top
1%.
It
just means even if you win the semi, you don't go to the games.
Wait, George and Royce. Why is he saying George and Royce? Royce is in Mayhem, right?
That's Jorge.
I keep saying George, and I'm never gonna.
How do you get George out of that? Because that's really, really like American of you, man.
Listen, I know, and I lived in San Diego for the last 6 years before I moved here. I can't stop saying it that way.
Jack, they've released 2 events that are pretty good for you. How do you feel? You don't have to give me a place, but
yeah, I don't know if I'd say the running one is good.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say that. That first one's good.
Hey, aren't the sandbag squats?
I'm not saying it's bad for you, but to say it's good for you is a different statement. You know what I mean?
I think that one honestly has way more to do with the squats than the run, because I think everybody will run the first run in about the same speed, and then like you have 120 light squats. So I think it's more the other 2 movements than the run.
Right.
But
I'm gonna say
be a grind. I think I'll probably get tested.
Your bottom 5 is going to be Kale Lehman, George Sterner, Augustine Riquelme, and then Spencer Panchik and Fabian Benito.
All right.
That's your bottom 5. Dude, it's a pretty stacked field, man.
Where do you think Jorge finishes?
Right outside of that.
You don't think he's top 10?
No.
Okay.
You want to rock through it? Let's rock through it. Let's rock through it. Let's rock through it. No. Let's rock through it. Listen, here's the thing, Ty. Jorge's just been really bad in in-person competition. And I can't think highly of him until he shows me otherwise.
He has
I never will think highly of him until I see otherwise. Tudor Magda is a little bit in the same boat.
Gotcha.
Tudor Magda's got home runs that nobody else has.
That's true.
But he always finds a way to not be good in person. And he rocks online. No, he's just another example.
Okay.
And he rocks online. You know what I mean? He does. Yeah, I'm not saying he's not fit, but in person is a different thing than online. And Jorge has shown us that he's not the same. And for whatever reason. And until he does something different, I cannot have faith in him.
Gotcha.
You know, I saw you pull a clean hang clean out of your butt, literally. You know what I mean? I've yet to see Jorge have moments like that.
Right out of your butt.
Right out.
Yeah, did you see how buried he got? I'm
buried.
Oh, yeah.
He was giving me some clean tips the other day, and that's the clean he sent me. He said, see how blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, I get a little bit buried there, but.
I was showing him the hang clean. The first clean I got smoked.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I have a question. We're going backwards now, but just real quick, because I wanted to ask this. So obviously the biggest upset of the Open is me beating John because his last score was invalidated to 0. So now I win.
Yeah. Get this.
What happened?
My first score, 25.1. is I was like, what? Grant? That's hilarious that you brought that up. I get an email from CrossFit Games that says your video is edited and it is brought to 0. And the video I submitted was the one that like I did like live with Tyler with Spin. And like I put it, it's on YouTube. I put it on YouTube, right? And Spin put it out there, and they said I edited it. It wasn't like your reps are bad, like we're going to like this, fine. Right? Yeah. But like people will like say that, but like that's not what their explanation was. The email goes, "You've edited this video. Your score is 0."
Wow.
And I'm like, that's gay. And then Spin. I sent this to Spin was with like the Sherlock Holmes emoji with the eyeglass. I'm like, I don't know what this is about. And then Spin goes, submit your original video, and then I'll talk to somebody. And I was like, dude, it's not worth it. This was the worst open I've had in like 4 years. So like, I don't even care anymore. But it is kind of.
I don't even know if they need AI because hopefully people are flagging stuff enough, but I don't know.
That was my first thought. That was my first thought was AI. But
I mean, it just
no
seems
offense,
like
John, I don't know what place in the world you were, but I can't imagine that they were already down to your place.
No. I know. I think somebody has it out for me.
Someone was watching your video in real time. Like I just don't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, you go watch it and tell me if it looks edited. Because I mean. It wasn't like a great score or anything like that.
Wait, why are they saying it was edited? Because it was a live stream and
I don't know.
Screen captured it or something?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's what.
No, it wasn't a live stream. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hey, Jack. So I have a question. This is an interesting one, and I could be misreading this, but when I talked to Jake Lockert at WZA, the attitude seemed like, the new format isn't great for Jack. He was kind of on the fringe last time, at least as far as like where you finished, and you have a full-time job and a family. It's like, it is what it is. Like it's going to be harder to get in. You can't ramp up training, certainly. Did you honestly at some point think in your head, like, yeah, this is going to be tough. I mean, I'm going to give it a shot, but it's hard to see a path there. Did you at all think that at some point?
So I definitely agree that it's going to be harder because, like I said, there's less people in general, and I do typically not do my home runs are not online. Like my home, I compete in person a little bit better, and so there's less of I guess there's more opportunities, but those spots are so limited, right? Like even the last chance qualifier, there's one invite, I think, and then something like, I'm going to Mayhem because I want to go. Realistically, I don't have a chance of snagging one of the top 2 spots. So it's just like, I feel like I have less opportunities, but I've never once been like, oh, this is like too hard to really like put my full effort into. After I took some time off after last games, it was like, do I commit to next season or not? With the family, and it was like, I'm going to do it. So I'm all in, like the same as I was last year. It's like, there's less opportunities, less spots overall for everybody. And it does seem like it's more, 12 out of the 30 are from online competitions. So it's like, it is what it is.
But the open went well. I mean, are you happy with your open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Ty, I know you have all these different definitions, like happy versus content versus what your actual goals were. So you just tell me how you felt about the open. You went from 500th to 30th.
Week 2 could have been better. That's all I really.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, which is interesting. Wait, you didn't go unbroken, but you had said you noticed some other guys were cycling a little bit faster. Is that right?
Yeah, that's where you make up time on that workout.
Yeah.
So
interesting. And what was your guys? Everybody here. I know that the open workouts aren't very hard for you, but I'm still curious. Did you guys have a particular workout that you liked, whether it was your best workout or not? Did you guys have a favorite workout?
I did like the first one.
Yeah, I honestly like the first one the best out of all of them. But there are 3 different aerobic tests packed into different.
Yeah, it's true.
Packages.
There was nothing that. I'm kind of in between what you think, John, and the people who think it should be accessible. I'm kind of in the middle, but I watched your podcast today, John, on WOD Prep or whatever, and the gated workouts are really good and a really good solution. Like you mentioned, I think 23.3 was it?
Yeah, 23.3 is a handstand push-up snatch workout.
But look, everybody can still do it.
100%.
For the most part,
it starts with wall walks, double unders, and
why don't they?
And light
like
snatches.
Other than the first workout, the next two workouts should all be like that. You can have everybody be able to do them, and just have them gated somehow. Even 23.1, a little bit. It was an AMRAP where you had to get through the muscle ups, the 20 muscle ups in the end. You know, like I feel like there's ways to do it.
I think if 25.3 was 185 across the board, it would have been a beautiful, beautiful workout. And only very, very elite people are finishing that workout.
I wouldn't mind it.
And you gotta think 185 lighter deadlifts, same reps. The deadlifts are light. So if you're weak, you'll make it to the cleans. If you're not weak but not strong, you'll make it to the snatches. And if you're strong, you'll make it to the snatches. And like you gotta think you're doing 25 snatches at 185. That's plenty heavy enough. You have to be very fit to even have time to get through that many snatches in the 20 minutes. I think very few people finish that workout, but it is a great test for all people. And I know you're going to have places where you're going to get absolutely stuck, but 185 clean, 125 clean for girls if you want to go extra scale for them because they like doing that. I think most people who have done CrossFit for a while can do those reps, and it just might take a while. And then the 185 snatches,
the people who can't get the 185 clean get a tie break with everybody else who can't do it.
Right. And then the 185 snatches are what separates the elites. And on top of that, guys who aren't elite but are strong, like I will have I'm a perfect example of that. Like I will have a better score than most people in that workout just because I can cycle 185, but I'll have, 7 less minutes to cycle that Jack or Ty will, right? So,
gosh, dude, look at this. There's keeping it.
You still got to be pretty fit to get through all the wall walks and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like keep the workout the exact same, but just 185 across the board.
This is disturbing. How is somebody keeping it real and not me? Like this is disturbing that people have the exact name and exact logo. Like they can go around.
I commented in the comments, Grant. And
okay, because I have you. Oh, thank goodness.
Look, it says literally I did that. What are you, dude? I'm answering.
I can't read them all. John, was that you earlier who said waiting? Was this you?
Yes. I was on my phone then.
Okay.
What'd you say?
John, I like that workout, but I think the same top 5 in the world are top 5 on it. So I think it's the same workout, just packaged a little differently.
But everybody that's not that top 5, it affects extremely.
I agree.
And I don't think Mirjam Von Rohr is top 5 in that workout. No, so on the women's side, I disagree. Right. Guys side, I don't disagree. Women's side, but just for the top 5. I think it affects everybody else extremely. Yeah. And then and like Kale was like 4th or 5th in that workout. So I disagree with that because he wouldn't be there.
Not a good snatcher. I've never seen him before.
He's 5 foot tall. He's not strong.
Can he do the 225?
Once? Yeah, he could do. Yes, I think if your max snatch is 255, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
But the women, I think it would affect extremely.
Yeah. For 25.3.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about it is that there's just I did want to beat spin. The only reason I beat spin, if it was a workout with heavy double unders. Sorry to go we were talking elite and not heavy. Yeah, we're talking. If there were heavy dubs.
Hold on. Time out. He means high volume double unders.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean heavy rope. Grant,
probably not.
All right, we got a language barrier when it's coming from you.
All right, so look, I wanted to beat Brian, right? And his shoulders they're really tired, even wall walks. Aerobically, is that what it's called? Aerobically, the bike and the row, he's good at all that stuff. The row didn't really matter on that workout because the first one, everybody can do you're not doing it as hard as you need to, and anybody can go 50 cals for a decent pace. And then the last one, you're basically pulling as hard as you can. So the row wasn't
the top 20. The row is what
I agree. I'm saying I'm saying for non-elite athletes, I feel the row was not an issue. Yeah, definitely, Ty. You did the last. What were you comparatively to the guys who were on the show? You did it in like 137 the last
I had
row.
the same last row split. They just obviously beat me there by quite a bit.
Do you know if you broke 2? Did you do a hard last row?
Oh, you definitely had to break 2.
Jack,
it was right at 2. I think it was like right at 2 minutes. Yeah.
Do you remember being like pretty? You remember being pretty gassed? Like, this is hard to row this. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying. It was like twice the effort to row the same amount of pace.
That row was rough,
dude.
So
I rode 900.
When you end on a
900, John.
Wait, let me finish. I rode 900, and I was like, at 25 cows, I'm gonna kick it. All right, 20 cows, I'm gonna kick it. I got to 20 cows.
No.
And then I got at 25, I'm gonna kick it. No, and then, at 30 cows, I'm gonna kick it, and then at 30 cows, I was 1900 to 2300. The whole that 20 cows, but dude, I couldn't make my body like I wanted to. I'm unfit and I couldn't breathe.
1600 made me throw up. That was like me pulling as hard as I could at that point. Completely
I still yet to successfully do a workout where I do negative splits. I don't think I've ever done.
Are you serious? Thank you. Somebody else. Now a little bit higher level.
His body's a little bit built different.
I get it.
Yours, Grant. It's a different reason.
Nah, dude, I'm built like a bulldog.
He's fast twitch, and that's why
yeah.
You just can't breathe.
I was fastish twitch a long time ago. No, I don't think I ever was. Fast twitch is like would a fast twitch person be somebody who can like shift real fast, like running back style?
Yeah. Running back. Yeah. Think Gee. Gee's the definition.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what negative splits are.
Jack, did you do it on a Rogue or a C2?
Just a regular C2. I didn't do it. Is the Rogue rower easier?
I don't know. Dallon's got one. I thought about.
Dallon said they're not easier. They're, but people, he was mad that people said they were easier.
Well, obviously, he's gonna say
times. Let's get on to Jesus because I got a hard out at 8.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Your wife told me.
I'm a hard out soon too. So
all right,
let's get it.
All right. Warning. Hey, we want everybody to stay, but we're talking about Jesus. Let's just talk about. Hey, any comments too? We can bring up comments. Yeah, what's up with Jesus? What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? How's church?
You got a little bit more than that.
Same yesterday.
I don't know. I got nothing. I don't even plan these anymore.
I think Jesus is chilling. I don't know what he's doing, but I think he's living life. I think he's good.
Well.
Yeah, that's good.
That's all you have prepared for us, Grant, is just how's it going?
Yeah. Ty's got a new church, I think, right? You found a new one?
Yeah. I've been going for about 3 months now. I really like it.
Cool.
They're very they're not super topical. Like they gave us a journal at the beginning of the year that has every sermon's been planned out, which is cool. And I love taking notes. So that was cool. It's been good. So
what do you guys think about tithing? Now we could say, of course, tithing is an Old Testament term, but giving.
Somebody I think James did.
Yeah.
I didn't win anything from CrossFit. I plan on it if I do, but I have made this many dollars.
Oh, really?
From CrossFit HQ.
So I've made more money from HQ than you have.
When did you have money?
What?
Because I'm really, I had a workout. I was just really up my alley, and so I beat everyone.
Okay.
No, it was the Wadapalooza. They did it with a bunch of content creators. It was smart. I mean, for the Open, they had a bunch of content creators make content, and they gave you a little bit of money. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to go. Otherwise,
I plead the fifth.
Oh yeah. Jack, what tithing, Jack, or giving? What are your thoughts?
I think it's a good. We actually, so my update. I guess I don't really have much of an update other than my wife and I started like a small group in our home. So we've had a few friends that we have, and then someone we've met through fitness and through our church as well. Just come over and we started doing like a weekly small group, and so it actually got brought up a couple of times. And we were talking about just the way you look at money, and the way that you should be generous with it in all ways, just towards the church, toward others. And I think it should come from the heart posture of like, none of this is mine in the first place. And so if I am being, I guess, stingy with what I earn, or I have anxiety over whether I can pay my bills or not, and I have the mindset of like, I will give to God what's God's after I do everything that I think I should do with it first. I think it's the wrong way to think about it. And so I think when it comes to, especially like winnings, or just any other ancillary income. I think it would just be anything that you're able to do and get in life is only because of the life that God has given you. So I think you should view it through that lens of like, I'm going to present my first fruits to God, however way those come in. Place my faith going forward in God too, that He will provide for me in that way, as He always does. So I think that, I think any part of income that you have, it should be part of, and I'm not, whether that's full tithing, whether that's more, whether that's less. I mean, I think that's between you and God. I think there's some, some guidance in the New Testament on that as well. So it's just like, I think it's a hard one. I think there's a reason why Jesus talked more about money than anything else.
It's hard.
One of the easiest sins of greed to fall into is greed.
The love of money. Yeah. Love of money. Let me ask you guys this. John, I'll start with you since we got them to answer that one. What, do you think that when we give, do you think that it needs to be to the local church? Some of it needs to be the local church, or do you count like, hey, I've got a Christian friend who can't pay this bill or who needs a new air conditioning. I'm going to put this money towards that. Like, what does that look like in your opinion?
I don't know if I would count that as tithing. I think you just do that like as a Christian. Like, I just think I don't even know if that's the right way to word that. But
I think I've counted it, but I used to give probably more than I should have. I know that sounds terrible, but I was kind of like bad with money in general. So across the board, now when I give, I always have like, oh, this is a little bit hard to do. And I'm going to be honest. Sometimes when I give and it's hard to do, I don't like it. Like they say to give with a cheerful heart, right? And I got to like try real hard and like remember, hey, you believe in God. And so I'm going to take it backwards for anybody in the audience who's not Christian. That's fine. We love having everybody here. If I believe in God and that He's given me all good things, then why wouldn't I give it back to Him, trusting that it actually came from Him to begin with, right? Or
trust is the biggest word you said there.
Yeah,
I think, and I think there's a little bit of a fake it till you make it with giving with a cheerful heart.
Thank you. That's like the most helpful thing when people say that. Yes,
because like you don't know the joy you're going to get from it until you do it.
Yeah, that's
right. So like but you have to do it in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So, and that joy might not come immediately, but
when your church gets that building, then you might suddenly realize, oh, I did that or whatever. I don't know.
God did that.
It is more blessed to give.
Or I got to.
But going back to your original question, I mean, I think if your boy is down, you just help your boy because it's the right thing to do. Like it's not, and like obviously, like you don't put your family or yourself at risk.
Yeah.
But if you are blessed enough to give something, why would you not, dude? That's your.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Your guy.
Here's something interesting. So I made bad money decisions during COVID, and I got. We'll get to that. Okay, she's referencing. Oh, sorry for the boobs. On the Bible show. I'll pull it up on a regular show. I don't go to church. Does that mean you're going to yell at me? Yeah. So we just have I don't know.
Yeah, somebody yell at you to go to church.
No. There's another podcast where we love the guy, but he gets a little bit unhinged sometimes. I guess it's kind of an inside reference. Anyway, there's somebody from the Savan group. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but he's got a podcast.
Put it in the private chat.
Okay. I'm not allowed to talk. See, they'll do bad things to you. Anyway, here we go.
You're part of like the Illuminati. They're gonna
kind of like if you say the wrong thing, like a clip will show up the next day. Like Grant was on his podcast and he said this. Anyway,
dude, the Sevenista group, they are a little bit of a cult. All power to them, but man, they are a community unto themselves.
It's ever changing too. There's been so many different group members, so you can't even really pin down who it is. But anyway, so an interesting thing when I was unwise with money, and during COVID, just made some bad decisions that really set me back. You know what I realized one day? So I had somebody hit me up, the last person you'd expect, He's the guy you hit up when you're in trouble that will be there. He's a pastor and a good pastor who makes wise decisions from Ohio. When I lived in Ohio 10 years before, he said, I was trying to be really generous. And I think he knew that because we were close about me. And he said, I don't know a lot of people I can message, but you know, I've got 6 kids, the house payment's expensive, blah, blah, blah. I can't pay my bills this month. And I was not, because of the dumb decisions I'd made, I was not in a position where I could help him. And I just suddenly realized, I wasn't just like stealing from my family, myself. I was actually like stealing from God in a sense and just throwing away money because it was stupid stock market decisions, like gambling, basically. Now I suddenly can't be of use to anyone because of the stupidity that I did. Now I did give a little bit what I could, and I rallied some friends who were able to give, which is great, but it hit me in a different way. Like, hey, your sin, the dumb things that you do, they don't just affect you. It affects everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, the parable of the talents, I mean, that's one where it teaches us to steward and be wise with what we're given. And there's a comment in here I like, something Mike said, just like, I hope you support what your church is doing and give them help to their community. Like, I've definitely had more peace of mind giving to both the churches I've been a part of, the more I learn about A, their head pastor, but B, like, when they're being transparent or where that money's going to and the projects they're doing, that gives me so much peace of mind, because I'm like,
I agree.
You kind of see where your money's going. It helps a little bit.
Right.
It's
and
important.
I think that's a big deal too. I don't think you should be quick to give money to a new church. I think you should research this church and like see what they're teaching and see what their pastor is like.
You can give it to your old church for a little bit or put it in your savings.
Well, right. Like, I don't think it's wrong to hold back money until you're fully confident this is serving the Lord, because not every church is. And right.
The only other person to resurrect, Trish. Just kidding.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Right,
I think because then whenever you do decide to give money, you can be so confident that it is going to the right cause and it is serving the Lord. And then it is giving with a cheerful heart, because you know this church is doing good things.
Yeah. I have 2 examples I'm thinking of in my mind, but people who are in ministry, they're not making a whole lot of money. They have families to provide for, but they are like some of the most generous people I've ever met. And they always seem to end up making ends meet. And that's always my encouragement.
Oh, this is a good one.
In Matthew 6, when Jesus talks about like providing for the sparrows, it's like, I think there's a line within reason where it's just like, keep being generous. Like it's going to be all right. Because definitely early, it was hard for me to give. Like, I was just like, especially when I first started making my own money, I was like, but this is mine. And then very quickly, I was like, I see how people are greedy. I see how money eats people alive. But kind of a little bit how you talked about, like, fake it till you make it, definitely at a lot more peace now. But yeah, it's an interesting thing.
Before we go, Standy says, do you think there are churches who try to get money out of people in a negative light? If that makes sense.
Oh, 100%. I think there
might be more. There might be more churches that make bad money decisions than there are.
I mean,
yeah, and unfortunately, that gives the perception that it's all churches. So it's like, or it's a very, very, very small portion that actually are faithful and do good things with money. And so it's hard whenever it creates that perception, I think, for people that whenever they hear a church say anything about fundraising or being super generous with your money, there it immediately goes to the motive thing. And I don't think the good stuff gets highlighted enough. So, but like the point of, man is still full of sin and depraved, and that includes those in the church. So I think it's like going back to what John said, it's on you to discern what's good and what's not. And at some point, you're going to have to take a leap of faith, because you can't 100% know. Probably can't know 100% either way, but
I can.
You can't know 100%.
Joel Osteen's the devil. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, everybody here.
Are you telling me we don't know that he's not a bad man?
No,
one of my friends in my group she hadn't seen the Kenneth Copeland interview where the lady walks up to him.
Yeah, that's
says,
crazy.
Pay for you to have a private jet, and he's like,
yeah.
Don't you ever say that at the end.
Yeah, I know that was so
crazy. Videos to ever watch.
There are demons amongst us.
Yeah. But the important thing to note is that these are churches that claim to go, hey, these are churches that say, we're not going to go with my opinion. We're going to go with what we believe from the word of God. And when they do that, when they prey on people and when they use their power and influence and they abuse it in whatever way that they do, when you see these scandals, they are not doing it in line with what Jesus said, with what the Bible says, with what God says. They went their own way. They used religion to get what they wanted. And there's lots of people who do that. So there's validity to the people who say, everybody says, oh, religion is all bad and this and that. Well, I don't agree, but I 100% see where they're getting it from, because people do use religion for their own selfish purposes.
I got a question for everybody in the group, and then this can end us off if that's okay.
Yep.
Grant.
Yep.
I just want to ask this because I think me and Jack will have the same answer. What is the greatest?
It's got something to do with lifting heavy.
No, it doesn't. What is the greatest thing that you guys have seen this week?
Oh.
The best thing.
Wow.
Ooh.
The best thing this week.
Or last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks.
Are you going to say, absolutely the best thing is.
Yeah, we're going to agree. Yeah, me and Jack agree on this.
What'd you say?
Were you going to say that too, John?
What? Say what you said.
Say Wyatt Hendrickson beating Gable Stevenson in the heavyweight match.
Yes, that's what I was.
Why would you think?
I just wanted to bring it up.
Turning saluting Trump on the mat.
Dude, it felt like a movie. It felt like a movie.
Jack was one of the first of 77 people that I texted in that 1 minute that I discovered it.
77 people.
Yeah, he was one of the 77.
Dude, it was just such a great moment.
Yeah, it was just arguably the biggest upset of all time. So it's
it's crazy.
I agree.
Can you put it in perspective, like what it was? Because I don't think people understand.
I think people
just think this was a big upset. This guy's the best
that
wrestler.
That doesn't happen.
But you don't understand. Can you?
He hasn't been taken down. Nobody took him down the whole year.
Of CrossFit is not the same as wrestling, but to try to put it in a CrossFit thing, and you guys can say whether you agree or disagree. But it's it would be if Fraser was even more dominant than he was. Take the best year of Fraser and then multiply it by 4, and then whoever took someone that took 5th to 10th ish the year prior, goes back the next year and just beats prime Fraser by winning every event on Sunday or something.
It'd be like Lucas Hoberg beating Fraser.
Yeah, right. Because he took third that one of those years, right?
Yeah. Random year, he's really good for him.
Yeah, it would be like him the next year coming back and winning every event on Sunday, and then beating Fraser whenever Matt was the fittest he's ever been, because it's on paper not one person would have ever bet for that to happen.
I watched them do heavy,
and the fact that happened with Trump there for, I don't know why Trump's at the college championship, national championship, but he was. It honestly, I got my best friend's gotten me on conspiracy things. It made me feel Trump has a hand in this upset.
Podcast we know.
And
that crossed my mind for a second. I was
it's just, I don't know how a moment that is so perfect that it just
Well, he came out, Wyatt also came out to Copperhead Road with a Jesus American flag shirt on.
Right.
And then, Gable talked shit as he was walking onto the mat. And then it was
that was the best part, dude.
Dude, straight out of a movie.
Yeah.
That was incredible. I mean, it wouldn't have been as good if he hadn't done that, because that's not really that normal. I've seen it happen a lot after matches, but
they should make it a movie. Honestly, I feel like they should make.
It will.
They made freaking Foxcatcher a movie. I don't know why they wouldn't make this one.
Yeah, because the guy he's an Olympic champion. If people that don't know, it wasn't he just beat another college wrestler.
He's the best in the world. He goes back to college for the college championships, which is a big deal, but it's not. But you're talking about like so many levels above that to get to people who win the NCAAs don't go on to win the gold medal in the Olympics. They don't even make the Olympics. A lot of them.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, so that's my takeaway is more people need to get into wrestling.
Iran and all these other countries, awesome. Russia.
If you've seen the movie Warrior, I think it's very comparable to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that guy winning Warrior, Edward Norton.
Yep.
Or not Joel Edgerton.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Joel Edgerton. Before we go, Ty, did you see Warrior? Because you're young. It's a good movie.
Warrior's a great movie.
You would like it.
Dude, you should look up Warrior right now, dude.
It's got the Batman.
It's a fantastic movie.
Bane from Batman, the brothers who do MMA, and they end up fighting each other.
Well, let's just talk about the whole movie, Grant.
No, I'm Ty. You would like this. I'm very excited. You haven't seen it. You're gonna enjoy it.
It'll make you do Syndicate.
Yeah, yeah. Watch it right before you have to make your decision. You'll do it.
The only movie news I have this week is seeing Snow White flop has made me laugh. So that's been amazing.
Hey, real quick. We're almost done, Leslie. I promise. Daredevil, are you guys watching it or no?
No.
I like it.
I didn't
a little bit violent.
Didn't know it was a thing.
Did you watch the Netflix one or no?
I'm not a big TV.
I haven't seen anything Marvel's put out in the last 5 years except that one Spider-Man movie.
Dude, I listen. It ended at Endgame for me. Endgame. I was on the run the entire time, and then Endgame, I cried when I saw it. When Tony Stark dies, I cried.
Of course,
I shed a tear. It was emotional for me. I did watch Spider-Man, like Ty did. But then it was a wrap after that.
All right, fair enough. All right, that's it, guys. Hey, thanks for coming. We appreciate you all, and